coming back.
Good, good,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what he said.
excellent.
So I'll just start up.
You got your Croatia shirt on then, Tony?
Yeah, even though we lost yesterday, I've still got it on.
What was the result that then? Who
2
did you
nil
play?
against Belgium.
Oh right.
We should have
Who-
won. We were the better side as well. We just didn't get any of the shots in
Yeah.
at all.
Better to lose now than in a week or so's time, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, but it's pride though.
Well, you're definitely losing soon. So I don't know. I was
Oh, don't worry. This is just we're saving the shots for you, mate.
yeah,
5-0, mate. 5-0.
you're you're losing soon. I
Don't
think.
worry. Saving the shots for you.
No, I think you're definitely losing. I can see
Mm,
it. I
with
see
Jed
the hand.
Spence. Yeah, sure.
I see the handwriting on
On the
um
wall.
on the wall. I don't think we can see you, bro. I know we can't see you.
Hmm? Oh
Your
right.
cam your camera's off. Let me see if I can.
Oh, hang on, hang on. There
Ah,
we go.
Oh, there he
there
is.
we go. There we go.
I was just,
Right.
I was
Okay.
just testing you there.
Yeah. So do you want to do the opening remarks for us for the first segment, please? Um,
Yeah, good afternoon here from the Football Referee podcast, talking about all things football, particularly the upcoming World Cup event. I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv.
and I am Emma Hickins, and he calls me Cos.
And I am Tony, and they call me the Enforcer.
I bet you love saying that, right? Yeah. Tony and they
Yeah.
call Yeah.
Got to it on. It's my name. Got to love it.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with Harry Kane. It says the Lions recruit ex-FBI chief to stop World Cup rivals using flying tech to snoop on manager Thomas Tuchel's training ground tactic at Kansas City HQ. I think I know who will be snooping. Tony.
Me.
I think
Nah, it wouldn't work because they're not even there yet. Oh, wait. Well, they, they've just landed. So how can you spy on them when they've just landed?
yeah.
It'd be
But the thing
amazing.
is, but the thing is, have we always had this problem, or is it just in the wake of the Southampton Spygate? Have we always had this? I've never heard of it before. Have we? Is it something
Yeah,
that's
it's it,
right?
it, it happened, didn't it? 2 or 3 years ago at Leeds.
Right.
Leeds were doing it, but there was no rule at that stage here to stop it. So the
Right.
manager then, I can't think of his name, but he was let off. He was well, they couldn't punish somebody for doing something that wasn't ruled against,
Yeah.
and apparently it happens in Germany and possibly elsewhere as a matter of course. People look at each other's training sessions even up to the night before the game, so it's really certainly a rule here which goes against it. And I suppose, as we may have talked about it before, but we all have views on whether the punishment to Southampton might have been a bit strong in the event, but that's a discussion to be had.
Of course,
Mm.
it's Leeds. Who else is it gonna be? Yeah.
Yeah. Tony?
I feel I don't know, but I think everyone does it a bit, just to get the feel of what could, potentially. Yeah, so you like in a sense of like, let's say when it comes to like penalties, you always
Yeah.
see the like goalkeepers have like the sheets ready to know who's going to shoot where. In a sense, that's kind of like a spying situation as well, because fair enough, you might not, you might play with some of the players, you might have watched some of the players, you know where they'll go. But if you're spying on them, you might even have a better idea, especially when it comes to training, what their
Mm.
weaknesses are, because you don't really see what's happening in training until you see like on the day. You see everything on the day, which you
Mm.
might not see everyone's flaws straight away. You'll see more flaws in the training than you would in like the actual game day. So, like I said, I feel like there's probably a lot more like teams and clubs who do it, but maybe the more sneakier, I would say, in a
Yeah.
sense.
Uh,
You know?
not 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 like Southampton, is it?
No, no, like with a guy with a camera just, right next to the tree, like just like, yep, this is no, I'm never gonna get caught here.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the next one that we're going to go to is to congratulate our bruv for
Yeah.
making Europa
Yeah.
Europa League spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
making the
Yeah.
Europa League spot. How are you feeling, bro?
Pretty good, actually. Yeah, it was a great feeling to win that. I was just sorry I wasn't there, along with my family and others. But I watched it anyway, and it was a great feeling that they did win. And I think first half was a bit pedestrian, but the second half, Palace stepped it up and ultimately deserved to win. They should or could have had two or three other goals. I mean, that free kick from Pino, which rattled both posts, was quite almost gravity defying, really. It was a superb free kick and really should have been a goal. But no, they did well. I think the certain irony of this is if we bring in Nottingham Forest, who, of course, were knocked out of the Europa League,
Mm,
their owner, of course, I can't pronounce it, I don't remember his name, but he fought long and hard to keep Palace out of the Europa League, which is the competition Palace deserved to go in or earned the right to go in by winning the FA Cup. So
mm,
with all that was going on, he fought long and hard to keep Palace out of it, and ultimately was successful. So Palace went into the Conference League, and when you look back at it now, you wonder whether the Greek owner fellow might have regretted what he did, because obviously the Europa League is a step up, as I'm sure Palace will find next year, with still positive hope. But when you look at the four pots already, you've got one of the Milan teams in there next year in the Europa,
See.
Juventus. So it's a tougher level. And
mm,
he may have thought, the owner at Forest, well, actually, if I just shut my mouth and stayed in the Conference League, we might have actually won it, because English teams have won that. Last year it was Tottenham, not long ago it was West Ham, now it's Palace. Interestingly, all London clubs. Um, so yeah, it may have been a rash move by him to get into a competition that they didn't and were probably unlikely to win. But anyway, from Palace's point of view, it completed the term of Oliver Glasner, quite nicely brought it to an end, so that in the space of 12 months, he won the three trophies: the FA Cup, okay, the Community Shield, that was against Liverpool,
mm,
and now the Conference League. So he's given, though, that 12 months and indeed his 2 years to Palace fans the biggest gift we could ever have hoped for, because we've not really won a proper trophy before,
mm,
nor did most of us think we ever probably would. So he was a great asset to Palace. We know he had a bit of a temperamental blowout in February after a match, but
mm,
probably some of what he said had credibility. Fortunately, I mean, the owner, Parish and Co., they could have sacked him for that. And
mm,
a lot of people think he was angling to be sacked for
mm,
whatever reasons. But they kept their nerve and kept him, and ultimately it looks to be a very good decision. Now, the
mm.
interesting thing now, of course, is who is his successor. And most of us are hoping that we hear something before the World Cup starts next week. Otherwise, you're going to get embroiled in the, pre-season start at the beginning of July and all sorts of stuff. The World Cup going on, so I'm hoping, and most fans are hoping, that Steve Parish has got somebody very much lined up. But
Mm.
obviously, there are managers who have been on the merry-go-round who we probably don't want. I won't say who we don't want, but I suppose each of us know.
I was gonna
They
say,
might.
we'll give you Amarim. He actually play your system well, and
Well,
he
yeah,
actually will be backed up.
actually, I mean, I think there'd be a bit of a plus for Amorim. I mean, I wouldn't be averse to him. I think he actually had the makings of a good manager. It didn't work out at Manchester United, but I don't think Palace fans would mind having someone like that. The real person we wanted was Iriola from Bournemouth, who now looks to be going to Liverpool,
Right.
of course, which I guess is why they sacked Slots. It was a bit up touch and go, wasn't it, for him? But yeah, so I think it could be, it's brought nicely to an end for Palace. A great period of a couple of years with Glasner, but now we want to kick on and try and make more of an impact in the Premier League and so on. So it's important that they get someone who can do the job. I mean, when Glasner came, not only Palace fans, but I don't think anyone in the country had heard of Oliver Glasner. But look
No.
what he turned out to be. He's now got quite a high stock, and he'll probably end up getting. I mean, we're hearing he's talking to Inter Milan and possibly one or two other teams. But
Mm,
he's done us a great job. So our thanks go to him for what he did for Palace.
mm, mm. The enforcer, who do you think they should get? Be
I
very
was,
careful.
I was gonna say, yeah, take Amarim. Amarim, even though,
Yeah.
yeah, we make a joke about him, but he was actually a really good manager in the sense of recruitment.
Yeah.
He brought in Cunha for us, Umbomo, Sheshko, Dorgu, Lamont, and look how brilliant they've been this season. So in a recruitment side, he's been very well. But I don't blame Amarim in a sense of managerial wise in when it comes to like players and how he plays is because when he said when the literally Inoue said we're gonna give you what you want, you play 3-4-3 which is what we want. This is the style that we want you to play. You do that, we'll back you up. You tell us who you want and we'll do it. He said, fine, fair enough.
Mm.
I'll do it. So when the time came to when it comes to the winter transfer window, that he said, okay, I need this, this, and this. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. What do you
Mm,
mean? You said you're gonna
Mm.
back me up here, you know?
Yeah,
mm,
absolutely.
They go, you know what? No, we're gonna turn around. We're gonna play 4-3-2, 4-2-3-1. It works for them. Like we're gonna do the same thing.
mm,
Mm.
What's going on there then? You told me you wanted this. I gave you this.
Mm.
I could only produce with what I've got here from Ten
mm,
Hag, what I left over.
mm,
It's not really what I wanted, but I'm
mm,
trying to make it work out here. And then in the end, granted, I think there were some times where he should have at least changed up the formation, maybe for one game or not, to show maybe, look, I'm versatile. I'm not just 3-4-3. But
mm.
yeah, in the end, it happened what happened. But in
Yeah.
a sense of because obviously Crystal Palace does play the 3-4-3 formation, I feel like
Yeah.
he'll work there, and I feel like he'll be
Yeah,
actually backed up there too.
Mm,
Because at
yeah,
least when you say we want this player, at least your team actually goes out and goes gets them or tries to
mm,
get them.
mm,
So in that sense, I feel like Amrin would be very good for you. But
mm.
there are other like managers now. I think like what Southgate is also available if you want him.
yeah. I don't know what he's doing.
Uh,
I'm not sure people would. I mean, he did well for England. We got to acknowledge that, but I don't think he's got a
It's
great
gonna be a
record in
very
club management.
it's gonna
You
be
know,
very
mm,
boring football. It's gonna be get the goal defend. That's it.
mm,
Basically
yeah,
what Arteta's doing now in a sense.
mm,
So
yeah,
it's gonna be very tough. I mean, I thought initially that we might get Areola as well, but
mm.
it didn't end up in that way. Liverpool got him. I feel like they should have kept Slot at least for next season for us because he was brilliant for us and he was a brilliant manager in a
yeah,
sense. I
yeah,
mean,
Mm,
he
mm,
helped a lot of teams out get their first wins as
yeah,
well, especially at Anfield. We had a lot of 10-year drought at Anfield.
yeah.
So
That's right.
I feel like in that sense, he was very good. He got them first,
Yeah,
he got them the Premier League win. Granted, it was with Klopp's team, but
mm.
he got a win. Feel like he could have done more, but hey ho.
yeah,
In my
Yeah.
personal opinion, I didn't want him to go from purely because of the how we played against them. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
If they wanted to get rid of him and Fez, we knew he wasn't gonna have a long career there anyways.
No.
So
No. You
yeah,
could tell, couldn't
it
you?
was inevitable. It was inevitable that he was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go. But
Yes, yeah.
Areola, we'll see what he'll do for Liverpool. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
we'll see.
I thought Iriola was going abroad. I didn't think for a minute that he would stay in the Premier League. I just
Well,
thought
I
he.
heard he wanted to stay, but it was yet again, it
Yeah.
would depends who's gonna take him.
All right. Oh,
Mm.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now, does that because whilst we were talking about the formation with Palace and Manchester United, it just brought up a sort of a question in my head. Now, are we saying that when a manager is given a contract, it's stated in his contract this is this formation that we want you to play. Is that a thing?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say
No.
it is. Manage the
Yeah.
contract states you are the manager. You whatever
Mm.
player you want, we'll try get them. If you know you have a bit of like you need something, we'll help you out and stuff like that. That's more or less what the manager's role. It doesn't say, okay, we brought you in for 3-4-3, it's in your contract. That's
Yeah.
it. That's what you're gonna
Mm.
do.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
manager is there to help the team win. You know,
Yeah.
he's there
Yeah.
to lead and say, look, I can see from here, my point of view, this player's lacking a bit. I need you to
Yeah.
help back him up a bit, or I
Yeah.
need you to push forward. I can see that they're not coming forward. So on the contract, go, run. You know,
Yeah.
that's what the
Yeah.
manager's there for, to help
Yeah.
lead.
Yeah.
But it would be really stupid if they did put it in the contract to say, yeah, I
Yeah. I
want
was
you to
just
play this.
I
Yeah,
just
of
That's
course.
it.
it just raised that in my head, and I thought, well, I actually thought maybe the clubs have their own formation that they play. I thought each club had a unique,
Mm.
style, and when the manager comes in, it's like a tradition. This is our tradition here. This is how you play it.
I mean,
But
Manchester United more or
like,
less might as well put it in the contract because this is how we are. We say we want you to play this, and this is how you're going to do it. But in the
yeah,
end, when it doesn't work out, oh no, we want to go back to what we were doing before.
right, yeah,
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Bruv, there's rumors about Adam Wharton leaving.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is there any substance to that?
Well, I mean, I've not seen anything of late. I mean, go back a week or so at the end of the season and so on. Uh, yeah, we in fact going back a few weeks, there was more rumours then that one or two of the clubs, and they named them, Man United and possibly others, were interested. But I've really heard nothing since then. It's that period, isn't it? Just after the end of the season, and we're waiting for the World Cup to start
Mm,
where, again, for my part, I would like to have thought we would have a new manager in place, and then he may decide he wants to keep Adam Walton or whatever. Um, so I'm disappointed even now, just a week
mm,
after the conference final, that we've heard nothing else. That could be significant because we do have a bit of a track record of
mm,
not, filling a new gap either for a player or a manager pretty quickly. And as I say, the longer it goes on, the more likely I think Palace will be to get somebody who perhaps is not the ideal person. I think we want, again, quite a youngish manager. The young ones these days are doing a lot better. I think you think of Glasner, Amarim was good. I mean, even the Southampton guy who they've now said they're going to keep, and I don't
mm,
blame them really. Why would they shoot themselves in the foot by getting rid of a very good manager? I mean, he's in his early 30s. He looks it as well. He looks very young, doesn't he?
mm,
But they know they've, excuse me, they've uncovered a diamond. I mean, I think he could go places, and I bet he's sick like the players that are not now in the Premier League with all that may have implied for them. So I think
mm,
that managers now, it's becoming a younger manager's game. It's going to be interesting to see well, we think Liverpool will have the Bournemouth manager, Areola. Who's going to
mm.
go to Man City? Well, we know that's, what's his
uh,
name? Anesco from
Mariska,
Chelsea, isn't it? Yeah, we know he's going there, excuse me, I'm a bit surprised, really. I'm not sure he set things on fire at Chelsea overly. So
Mm.
that's going to be, and again, who knows? Maybe the judgments on their 115 charges are about to be made, and you never know. They could be relegated. It sounds a bit unlikely, but is that why Pep left before last year of his contract? We may
Mm.
find out on that. But yeah, and the other thing about the managers, of course, is that we talked about formations. No, I mean, as we say, it's always going to be down to a manager. But the interesting thing is there's a differential between what they seem increasingly to call the head coach and the
Mm.
manager. And I'm not sure any of us really know what the different responsibilities are. Obviously, the coach, head coach, and he's got a team of coaches. He's
Mm.
coaching the team, but all the other stuff, whether it's what is also a sporting director who chooses players they want to get in and so on. So whether that's has any reference to what we're talking about. I don't know. But
Mm.
I think we're going to hear very soon now that Liverpool have appointed Areola. We know Man City have done theirs. Manchester United, of course, you've got Carrick. So the gaps are filling, and we don't know who will go to Bournemouth. I gather Marco Silva has left Fulham. He was at the end of his contract, and I don't think they've appointed anybody. But I just get a feeling that, and I hope I'm wrong, that these teams who now need a manager will get them, and Palace, we'll still be waiting for something to happen. But I hope I'm wrong on that. We've had a great couple of years, and we don't want to suddenly find us all dying a death. We need to keep this momentum going with a good new, youngish manager who's got ideas and who can take us to the next kind of level.
Mm. Yeah, you just mentioned something that sparked my interest. A youngish manager.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Why? Why not oldish with experience? Why youngish?
I think the trend at the moment does seem to be younger managers because they are proving themselves, like the guy at Bournemouth, like the guy at Brighton. I mean,
Mm,
he's mid-30s, 34, 35.
mm,
Um,
mm,
so, and Glasner actually was 50, but that's still, I think, considered a pretty young manager.
mm,
So yeah, I just think that is the trend that clubs are looking to younger people. Perhaps they're closer to their playing days. They got a greater understanding of it. Carrick
mm,
is still a relatively young guy, isn't he, as well?
Yeah.
So it's probably, you know, we all liked Roy Hodgson on his day. He kept Palace in the division for 3 or 4 years, but I
mm,
have nightmares thinking we're suddenly told we've got Roy Hodgson agrees to come back to us, which I mean, he went to Bristol City, didn't he, for the last few months of the season? And I'm
yeah.
not disrespecting him. I think Roy was brilliant for Palace. I mean, he came along and we were looking like relegation favourites. And 2 or 3 times he saved Palace. I mean, Roy Ball, as we called it, wasn't the most positive type of football, but it worked for him. He dealt with the cards he had with the players, and he
Mm,
kept us in the Premier League, which was brilliant.
mm,
We weren't probably ever going to
mm,
win anything with him. So I don't think for 1 minute he would come back. I mean, he must be, he's about 80 now, or very close to it. And
mm,
all credit to him for going to Bristol City, but it's got to be a younger man's game now. We don't see the likes of Sam Allardyce coming back, Tony Pulis, Alan
mm,
Pardew. They do their TV adverts, don't they?
mm, mm,
Making money out of that. But I think generally there's a move to the younger managers. I think the merry-go-round of older guys, they've had their day, they've done a good job. Now I think young blood is coming into the game, and I think that's a very good thing. We need
mm,
fresh ideas. Guardiola sort of imprinted his personality on the Premier League brilliantly, and most teams play the same kind of football now. The possession bit, no long ball teams left, not regularly playing long ball.
mm.
But I think we need some new ideas. That seems to me to be great, and anyone coming in with those new ideas is very welcome, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was going to talk about Marco Silva as well. It was good. It was good at Fulham, wasn't it?
He
But I
was.
thought, they offered him a 2-year contract last year. I must be mistaken. I thought they gave him a. So I was quite surprised to see that he was leaving. Maybe.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe he just didn't sign it because it's been
maybe.
known for some time that he was on this last year. So they
Right.
probably offered him something, either not enough, he wanted more than that, perhaps,
Yeah.
or like many of them nowadays, they realise their stock by being a Premier League manager who's not been relegated, and he's got quite a good reputation, Marco Silva. I suppose,
Yeah.
like anyone else, they hope for the day where a bigger team comes in for them, either here or elsewhere, and they
Yeah.
can get a bigger payday and they can get a new experience. I think
Yeah.
Glasner is kind of epitomising what a lot of managers do now. They don't want to stay more than 2 or 3 years at a club.
Mm,
We're not going to get many Klopps or Slots, not so much Slot or Guardiola, or let's face it, Wenger's or Ferguson's. I don't think we're going to see those people now. It's too much more a today game. It's all about today. We're not going to give you 3 or 4 years to get the team together and to win something. It's
mm,
today, and I
yeah.
think that means in itself we're going to need some good, youthful, vibrant managers with some great ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just to conclude on Marco Silva, there's talks about him taking over Mourinho's job at Benfica, and so
Yeah,
hope
there
that
was. Yeah, Yeah.
Hope that goes well for him. Yeah. Now we're gonna come back to Palace in a bit because there's quite a few stuff to still talk about Palace. But John Stones, did he make England shirt? John Stones?
No.
For the World Cup, I don't think he did.
All right, that's
Is,
strange. Yeah, so I've got a list here. So I've just seen John Stone's story, but then I remember.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
he
Did
did.
it?
He's in, is
Yeah, I
he?
thought I
Yeah.
thought so because I seen a picture of him and Matt Gay.
Mm.
Because he's just is he retired or is he just left City?
He's just left City, more or less.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
He's
just
looking
So
left.
for a new
Yeah.
club, yeah.
right. So he's looking for a new club. Yeah, yeah. So let's look at the list that is going to beat Croatia in the first game. Yeah. So we've got three goalkeepers. You'll be quite pleased, bro. Henderson's there.
Well, he's been there. He's been chosen for the last quite a few England get-togethers, hasn't he? So he's
Uh-huh.
not sort of
Uh-huh.
come out the blue. I mean, I think
Yeah.
he clearly is still considered number two to Pickford, and good luck to Pickford. I think he's a good, enthusiastic goalkeeper, as is Henderson. But I don't know. I like to think Henderson is number one, but if I'm being strictly objective, I think probably Pickford, with his experience of the
Mm.
England shirt, probably is the legitimate number one. So, yeah, I've got no problem with the goalkeepers at all.
No, no. So there's Trafford, Henderson, and Pickford. I think they made
Yeah,
the right choice there
I
with
think so.
Mm.
yeah, with
Yeah.
them three. Yeah. So we've got Konsa. This is a guy that I don't understand how he made it, but anyway. So we've got Konsa, we've got O'Reilly, Rice, Stones, Gay, Saka, Anderson. I think that's Elliot Anderson, isn't it?
Yeah.
Elliot. Yeah. We've
Oh,
got Harry
Forest. Yeah.
Kane, Bellingham, Rashford, Livramento.
Hmm.
I didn't know he made it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we've got Henderson, the one
Yeah.
that took the place
Jordan.
of Maguire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you listening, the enforcer? We've got
Oh, I'm looking.
Burn. We've got Burn, Mainu, Rogers, Gordon, Watkins, Madwake, Eze, Tony, James, Spence, and Quansa. Quansa. Where does he play for Quansa? Does he play in the Premier League?
Leverkusen.
Ah, that's
Who does he
fine.
play for?
Bayern Leverkusen.
Right.
All right, Quansa, yeah. Who shouldn't be in the list? I know we talked about it last week as well, but
A lot of them. I mean, I can tell you all everybody right now who shouldn't be there at all.
Do you know? Do you
right.
think there's some who shouldn't be there? Tell us who you think.
Oh, uh, okay, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll just go forever. Konsa, he's been okay for Aston Villa, but realistically, I don't know, maybe he should be. Jarrell Quansa from Leverkusen, I don't know, I doubt it. I mean, I can't remember. I think he used to play for Liverpool, I believe. But I mean, Euro is different to Prem, so it's different. You know, it's harder. Livramento, I don't know. I don't think he should be there. To be fair, Jed Spence almost relegated. Simple off. He didn't really do a good job at Spurs to hold him. I mean, he did enough to hold him up there, but didn't really do much. Uh, Jordan Henderson. Don't know why he's still even in the squad for playing for
Mm,
England.
Yeah.
I would expect him to be retired by now.
mm,
Yeah.
Uh, Ivan Tony, completely different ball game in Saudi. It's not the same as it is in
Mm.
Europe or even anywhere
No,
else.
that's right.
mm,
Uh, who else? Um, I don't know. I feel like I would take Noni Madwake off. I wouldn't put him in for strike forward because he didn't really do much. I mean, if you
mm,
look at Champions League, when you really needed a goal, he
mm,
didn't really do much there when he came on. And to be fair, he hasn't really had a good season as a
mm,
whole. Looking
Yeah.
at the Premier League, he's not really been. I feel like Eze has had a better uh, season than Madueke.
Mm,
Uh, Gordon, I'm 50-50 on Gordon as well, I would say.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's gone, to Spain
I'm
for
gonna
the
say,
money
I
he's
mean,
gone
you know
for.
what? Fairs to Newcastle that made some good money on him.
Yeah,
Fairs.
yeah,
That's all you can say is fairs to him, And
mm,
also Reece James. Look at Chelsea where
yeah,
they are now. They literally gone back to what we were doing this season, playing one game a season.
mm,
So I feel like all these players, why are they even there? I mean, I feel like I know why some of them are there, like
mm,
Reece James because Tuchel
mm,
friends, aren't they? And even Jordan Henderson as well. He's friends with
mm,
Tuchel very well as well. So I
mm,
feel like all these players, okay, yeah, fine, you're good friends with the manager, but you need to think about here. You want to win the World Cup. You're not there just be, oh yeah, I played at the World Cup. I'm here.
yeah,
Hi guys. You're there to do a job. If you
yeah.
couldn't really do it for your club, why would you do that? Why would you think you'll do it for England?
mm,
It's a different
mm,
game, you know.
mm.
And
Which of
yeah.
yes, yes, sorry. Which of them do you agree with, bro? Tony's
Well, I mean,
assessment.
I pretty much agree with what Tony said there. Um, and certainly there are players I wouldn't choose. People like
Mm,
Jordan Henderson. I think he was one of yesterday's people.
mm,
Um, Quansa, maybe we don't see enough of the guy at Leverkusen to really
mm,
know.
Exactly.
mm,
Tony hasn't played over here for quite a long time. And I don't like the idea, as Tony was saying, that people who know Tuchel, he's a friend, from where he's managed at Chelsea or wherever,
mm,
that's no reason to pick a player. And he would probably say that's not why he's picked them. But
mm,
the bottom line is Tuchel will stand or fall by his selections. If we don't produce the goods and get some reasonable results, now it's no good saying I think he'll be sacked because the FA have given him another contract anyway up until the next Euros. Now that
mm,
that probably wouldn't stop him being sacked if we had a disaster World Cup. And I'm
mm,
not looking for him to be sacked. I think he's made some one or two strange choices, but I think I said before, maybe it needs a foreign manager again who won't be talking about friends, he won't be committed to sort of thinking, well, I better select him and him and him because the press and the media and the pundits will be against me if I don't. And maybe an English or British manager would be under that pressure to do that.
mm,
So I don't know. There's certainly, I think, for most people, there are players they wouldn't have chosen, and some they would instead of who is there, and that's the game of football and opinions, isn't it? If Tuchel does all right and we get well up into really deep into the tournament, then he's
Uh,
won the day. If he gets to the semi-final at least, then I don't think you can question what he's doing. But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like, even against Croatia. I say even because it's a group game and nothing
yeah,
too much hinges on the
yeah,
first game. If it's a draw for both sides, probably both sides would be content with that because you can
yeah.
still qualify on that basis. But I think if we get rumbled and beaten by Croatia, or who else is in our group? Is it Scotland? I don't
I
think
think
it
we've
is.
got Ghana.
Ghana and Panama.
Yeah,
Ghana and
Panama.
Panama. Well, again, on paper, we should beat those two fairly straightforwardly. But
Saying that Ghana beat Wales yesterday, so
well, yeah, absolutely. So this
anything's
is the point,
possible.
isn't it? And I don't know who our friendly is against on Saturday. Do you know, Tony? England have got a
I think it's
friendly
New
Saturday.
Zealand, isn't it? New
Is
Zealand.
it? I mean, again, we should nice little run around and warm up. But if there are bad signs and we get a draw that we get drawn against, then I think there'll be some interesting reactions. But no,
Mm,
I'm going into it not in any sense thinking, oh, I think England could win or England will win. I think we're so used to 30 years of hurt, 40 years of hurt, 50 years. Now it's 60 years of hurt. Where does this end? And I don't think anyone is overly confident after the years of disappointment of actually winning this cup, this
mm,
trophy. But
mm,
maybe that's exactly when we are going to win it, when we don't expect it, we have low expectation,
Anything is
and
possible.
maybe it all comes good. It will do.
mm,
It will do England as a country a power of good to
mm,
have a feel good thing happen, and the World Cup a victory there would do that. I think would help all of us.
Yeah, even Tony feels we're gonna win it.
I don't
But
feel like you're going to win it. It might, of proper official, I feel like it's going to be a draw. And I feel like
yeah,
if it is one of those games where it's a win, it'll be like a last minute goal where like it's the
right.
last minute or second. That's how I feel like. I feel like it'll go like 0-0 until like the last second. It'll just one
Yeah,
person get the goal and then they more or less won the match. It'll be a
Right.
very close game because looking at how Croatia played yesterday against Belgium, we did
Mm,
okay. We did very well in the first half. I'll admit we did very well. We had a lot of more shots than Belgium did, and we played better. But they just got a lucky goal. It literally
mm,
just bounced off our player, went straight into a Belgian player, and he just put it in the net.
mm,
But I feel like we still have a little bit more warm up to get to. Yet again, I feel like that's what these friendlies are for. The players have more time to get more in sync with each other a bit more as well before they actually go to America.
mm,
So they've got time. If they can get in sync by Sunday against
mm,
Slovenia, that would be a proper test because when we play against, one of our Balkan nations, as we call
yeah.
it, because we all used to be one. So when we go against a Balkan nation like Slovenia, we usually have to bring the game. Otherwise, it's going to be probably World War Three. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be the real true test of
mm,
our squad
Mm,
to see because Belgium they are good, but yet again these are friendlies. We don't really need to give our A grade team to be like what Modric, Mateo Kovacic, all of you play right, and you have to play
mm,
your best. It's friendlies. They don't really matter.
mm,
So yeah, again we're still testing the waters, but like I said, it will be a test because at the end of the day, England want to win, and so do we. So it's going to be a good test to see because we've got a lot of young players as well. I mean, majority of
mm.
the squad is young for even in England,
mm,
but with us we have a lot of very young players. Joshko Guardiola's only what 27, 28.
mm,
We've got a few players that play in the MLS. They're like 25 or something or 24. They're very young.
mm.
So, and yet again, who knows? That might work in our favor. Younger generation might feel more hungrier.
Yeah,
But yeah, again, we'll see if experience beats, youth. So it will
Yeah.
be a very good matchup. Like I said, I feel like it might be a draw at the end, or if it is going to whoever win, it'll be down to the last second goal or something. So
Mm.
well,
it'll be very intense. Yeah.
yeah, as long as we don't let Eze take any penalties. I mean, much as I love Eberechi Eze, I can't stand his penalties. I couldn't
Oh,
stand them at Palace.
Mm,
And I never understand this nonsense of
yeah,
any player. And some of them do it. They run up. I mean, I didn't think they were allowed to stop anyway. And they might argue we don't stop, but they do stop,
they do.
waiting
mm,
for the goalie to move. The goalie was a bit cute there. He
mm,
waited. He didn't just go down. And when he did, I think he was a little bit late for Eze. So he kind of overcompensated on where he was aiming in that corner, and of course, completely missed. I'm a fan of Harry Kane, Alan Shearer, players who put their foot through the ball. It shouldn't be beyond Premier League footballers to get it on target. And if it's got the pace, 9 times out of 10, it will beat the goalkeeper. So, what this fancy Dan stuff, people running up like that and stopping and all this, it just is a bit, I think, showy. And as I say, I love Eze dearly. He scored our FA Cup final goal. He's a good player. He's a solid good player, but I would never give him the penalty job at all. And if it goes to penalties any game in the tournament, I would want to exclude him because he'll do the same again. It's incredible players who do that, and we've had a few over the years. They never seem to learn the lesson. They keep
mm,
doing the same thing, and it's the old definition of madness. Keep doing the same thing, you'll get the same
mm,
result.
Mm.
So
mm,
yeah, I wouldn't let Eze take any penalties.
And if there's
mm.
one country you don't want to go against penalties, it's us. We have a very good track record when it comes to
Well,
All
yeah, well,
penalties.
right.
there you are. And we don't.
Very good. So yeah, you don't want to go against us either if it comes to penalties.
All
This
right. Yeah.
this is where Harry Maguire comes into play. He's brilliant when it comes to penalties. He smashes cameras. That's how strong he takes those
Yeah,
penalties.
just
So
smash it in. Yeah,
smash it in.
yeah.
Mm, mm. Oh, okay. Well, we're waiting to see how you're gonna cry at the
Oh
next
no,
at the
I'll be
next
fine.
after our first game. We want to see that tears, man. Like, oh. Lost.
Must be no tears.
Or it could be you and me, cuz, crying, couldn't it?
Oh, well, I don't think so. Well, it's Croatia. It's
Yeah, but how many
Croatia.
finals have you been in? We've been in what, semi-final and a final of the World Cup, and we
Yeah, I
both got
mean,
a silver and a bronze medal.
Cuz saying Croatia as if they're nothing. They're a damn good side, cuz. They always
Exactly.
have been.
And we're
They're
in the
one of
top
those
10.
teams that have got better and better, like so many of these teams have. And I don't think we've made the progress really that we should have done.
Hmm.
Mm.
Don't
We'll
listen to
see.
don't
We'll
don't
see.
listen. Don't listen to Rob. It's trying to,
Don't
give you a
worry.
false sense of security,
I'm telling you, with that midfield of yours, with Jordan Henderson and everybody else,
Well, he
you'd
won't
be
play, will he?
lucky.
I don't believe he'll be in the team.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
might come on if we're losing at the end or something.
We're
But
losing.
even with Jed Spence in the back, couldn't help Tottenham. I don't think he'll
Well,
help you
well,
either.
well,
I'll be honest.
well, Tottenham is still in the Premier League, so you never know.
Only just.
Do we have any Croatian in the Premier League that's going to play in the World
Joshua
Cup?
Guardiol, Mateo Kovacic, and Borna Sosa for Crystal Palace.
All
All
right.
right.
Actually, I don't know
Oh,
if Sosa got the call up or not. I think he's injured or something.
right. Oh, okay.
'Cause I didn't see him play yesterday, and he usually does play, so I think he's injured or something.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll wait and see. Now, Arsenal, PSG. You were right and I was wrong because I thought Arsenal was going to win it. What went wrong?
They parked the bus again. I told you. I told you the exact script. They're going to get that one goal, and they're going to park the bus. They defended, and to be fair, they defended it very, very well. I'll be like I said. I told you PSG are going to attack. They tried their best. Even I felt that sometimes they messed up a lot of their chances. But I told you, Arsenal was just going to defend it. If they get that
Mm,
lucky goal, which they did,
mm,
uh, they're just going to defend it. And they
mm.
really did well, to be fair. And I said they really did well. But yet again, uh, I feel like PSG got robbed a few times as well. They should have had at least two penalties.
Oh, oh, I was,
Saka got his hand out, held it like that, like that. It's not in a like, natural position, as you call it.
right.
And then I can't remember who the other player was again. I forgot. But yeah, I feel like a few times PSG got robbed, but at the end of the day, uh, it went down to penalties, and
Mm.
obviously the better team won. So can't complain. Football got saved, and that's it. you know. So yeah, like I said, I told you Arsenal how they're going to be, and I was right.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, one interesting thing I thought was I think I said this last week, but early last week, I think Alex Ferguson actually paid Arteta a very great compliment by saying in an interview, or he was asked a question, he said, "Yeah, I think Arteta is probably the best manager in the world at the moment." Who actually we were saying earlier about young managers, he's another young guy who's doing very, very well.
Mm,
I thought, well, that's the ultimate praise. You don't get better praise from anybody than Alex Ferguson saying you're the best in the world. And
mm.
then, to my surprise, I have to say, after Saturday night, probably on Sunday, I read that Ferguson had sent a WhatsApp or a text or something to the owner, to an owner of PSG. I forget the guy's name.
Mm.
And I was really staggered at what he said. He said, "Big congratulations. You did so well to beat a very boring team. It really totally hung up on defence." He said, "Well done. You thoroughly deserved it." Now, I think very boring might be a bit strong because, as Tony said, they they did the job well. They were defending their lead, but it was a bit parking the bus. And maybe that's a bit of an Achilles heel with Arteta because he does tend to sort of do that. Now, that's exactly what Roy Ball was, as I was saying earlier. No disrespect to Hodgson, as I say, he did us
Mm.
well. But if we got a lead, or even if we didn't, you get the feeling he sent the players out not to lose, not to win. They went out not to lose. So if we
Mm,
got one goal up on the break, it would then be parking the bus and making it hard for the opposition. And I mean, it was a very good early goal, I thought, by Havertz, wasn't it, on Saturday? Took it
mm,
very well. Possibly it was too early for Arsenal. It's never a good thing, really, to get such an early goal because it then dictates your tactics, your your positions, what you're going to do. And I feel that's what happened. And in my opinion, most any manager who decides, particularly early on in a game, they're just going to defend that lead and maybe hope for something on the break, is playing with fire. They're playing with potential losing the game. Okay,
mm,
it went to penalties, and they lost because two poor ones from the Arsenal player, Gabriel and Eze. And
mm,
it could obviously have gone either way at that stage. But I agree with Tony that the best team on the night did win because they
mm,
were, I suppose, they had to go all out to try and score, throw the kitchen sink at it, and they've got these excellent footballers of young age. They're quite a young team, PSG now. They've almost shunned the ones who've gone off to Spain, etc., like Mbappe and that sort of stuff. He's building from the ground up. So yeah, I thought they deserved to win, but as I said, I was quite surprised what Alex Ferguson said, having previously complimented Arteta in the way that he did. I mean, I watched the game. It was a good game to watch. The Champions League final, all the razzmatazz that goes with that. But maybe as a spectacle, maybe it didn't quite live up to what it could have done and what they
mm.
sometimes do. But yeah, so I mean, Arsenal in any event had their big celebrations. Good for them. The next day, all around London, I think they had 1 million people turning up.
Yeah.
On which point, I was disappointed that Palace didn't do the same on the grounds that they said, well, players are going off to the World Cup. We'll do it when they come back. We'll have a day or something, a weekend, doing it then. And to be honest, to me, the moment's passed. If you don't celebrate it
Mm.
in within a few days of winning it, all
Mm.
the heady feelings of victory. And it probably didn't help that Glasner suddenly became not our manager, but I think we should have had some celebration around the ground or at the
Mm.
ground to celebrate an incredible achievement, but we didn't. But at least Arsenal, they swallowed their loss of the game, which must have been a bit difficult with the disappointment, and they still had their buses going around and thanking the crowd basically and all celebrating together. So good for them for doing that.
Mm. Yeah, I was quite disappointed that they lost on penalties. I was rooting for Arsenal all the way. I just
I was,
thought
I was
I know
not.
you were. I know you wasn't. I know you wasn't, but I was. I was just praying at least they got that. That would have been really good. Two silverwares in a year, in a season. That would have been great. But anyway, it wasn't to be.
You know what the
Now,
stats are for all the English clubs that have been in the final? There
go on.
was 11 Premier League English teams in the final of a Champions League, and they all won except from two times, and both of them were from Arsenal.
Really, really.
Every single English club that was in the final won it, except from the two times, and those two times are Arsenal.
Uh, well, um, they did, but they've had a good season. They've had a good season.
I mean, this
They have,
also goes shows about the corruption. Uh, Arsenal with corruption won the Premier
yeah,
League, but they couldn't buy anything else. The Carabao Cup, they couldn't buy the FA Cup, and they couldn't buy the Champions League. It just shows you can, no matter how much money you have, oil money, you can't
yeah,
buy
uh,
proper like trophies. Somehow they
yeah,
win the Premier League yet again. Referees, but hey ho, it
yeah,
shows.
yeah. Well, they won it. They won a trophy, so but that's the end of my support for Arsenal for this season. It's back to it's back to being it's back to being a hater again. I just wanted them to win something, and they did. I just didn't want I didn't want City to win, and I didn't want right. This is all we've got time for on this first segment of the football referee. Join us in the second segment as we discuss transfers from different clubs and who's leaving and who's staying. And also, we'll talk about the Ballon d'Or nominees in the second segment. So I've been Emmy Hickins, and he calls me bruv
No, cuz.
because
And I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me you, bruv.
uh,
And I'm Tony, and they call me the enforcer.
right. So it's a goodbye from me on this segment. Join us on the second segment to follow straight afterwards.
Goodbye from me too.